God trust you with trouble? Can God trust you with trouble? I learned this topic from one of my mentors. The day he spoke about it, it really touches me. It helps change my life, and I would like to use it to help the youth to also see how I can help change lives. So I'm going to ask you this question, and if you are sitting with your spouse or your friend or anybody, I want you to touch the person and say, can God trust you with trouble? Because the truth is that if God cannot trust you with trouble, He cannot trust you with life, because life is full of trouble. Some of the examples I use is our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Before Prophet Muhammad before he was born, God took the life of his father. So Prophet never had time to share with his father. After he was born with his mom, 6 years, after 6 years with his mom, God took the life of his mother. So Prophet never had time to share with his mother. Maybe to bath him and send him to school. Prophet never had that. Prophet went ahead to stay with his grandfather. According to scriptures, hadith, that the grandfather, so God took the life of the grandfather. Prophet went ahead to stay with his uncle. God took the life of the uncle. My question is, was Prophet cursed? Was he cursed? Another example I give is one of my lovely mentor, Prophet Isa, which Christian brothers will call him, our Christian brothers call him Jesus Christ. According to scriptures, he was not born in a very clean environment. He was born in unclean environment. According to scripture, that even cloth for Nana Maryam Mary to wrap her own child, she never had cloth. Even food to eat was a problem. God, if you are bringing a prophet or a holy son for the first time, why is he not born in a palace escorted by angels? But he was born in unclean environment. The question is, was he cursed? No. You see, the truth is that problems, troubles, does not mean you are cursed. The fact that you are going through troubles, problems, doesn't mean you are not favored. Who have been favored than Prophet and Jesus Christ? But they all have their own share. The truth is that you can be favored and still don't have no one to love you. You can be favored and still don't have a father in your life or a mother in your life. You can be favored and things are not going well for you. Problems does not mean you are cursed. You need to rechange that kind of thinking. For instance, one thing I always use to encourage myself is Prophet Muhammad. After all what has happened to him, look at what he did. He never made that limit him. In fact, he used his circumstance to strengthen him. One of the powerful people we can never forget on this planet is Prophet Muhammad. Don't let what you are going through prevent you from reaching your destiny. Now, there are a lot of people who are drunkards today. Some are weed smokers. And anytime I get opportunity to interact with them, they start telling me their circumstances. I am into this because of this. I am into this because of this. Let me tell you, my dear brothers, I've studied books on people from a very, very bad background. I've seen weed smoker children. The child father is a weed smoker, yet the child rises to become very successful. I've seen an armed robber son becoming very successful. I've seen a drunkard son becoming very, very useful in our society. Where you are coming from is not an excuse to destroy you. Jim Rohn said, it's not what happens to you that determines your destiny, it's what you do about it. Yes, your father neglected you, Yes, your mother don't care about you. Yes, your spouse don't care about you. It's not what happened that determines your destiny. What are you going to do about it? Now the most funny thing is that I see people, they will say, well, because this and this, what am I going to do about it? I will smoke weed. Or what am I going to do? I will take alcohol. Taking alcohol is what will destroy you. It's not what happens to you. It's what you do about it. Now there are a lot of people who ask me, Mr. Yunus, how can I end a curse in my family? Well, it's simple. It's simple. Number one, live a righteous life. A curse is darkness. A curse is dark, is black, it's a sin. Anybody who lives in the realm of lightness, it overshadows darkness. If you want to end any curse in your family, it's possible. Maybe your great-grandmother was not having a child, your grandmother was not having a child, you also think you don't have a child. It's not true. Maybe your father was a womanizer, your great-grandfather was a womanizer, you also, no, these are, stop accepting curse in your family. You can end any curse in your family. Number one, just know that it's not what happened, it's what you do about it. Live a righteous life. Because darkness cannot be seen in light. God is light. So if you want to end any curse, live in righteousness. And trust me, the curse will be gone. The second thing to help end your curse is seek for knowledge. God said, my people perish or are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. The truth is that God cannot help you with what you don't know. So he says, seek for knowledge. The less you know, the less God can help you. The more you know, the more he can help you. So he says, seek for knowledge. So if you want to end any curse, there are some of the problems you are going through. I can tell you, it's not Satan, it's nobody, it's just that you are ignorant. I've seen many men who confuse love with emotions. Love is not emotions, because emotions are actually chemical reactions that changes every 5 seconds. So that young lady, you see her buttocks, her breast, her curve shape, you go, wow, I love this lady. That is not love, that's a chemical reaction. You are going to see another lady and feel the same way. You see another one and feel the same way. You see third one, what happened with the first one? That is why many men commit adultery. They confuse love with emotions. So this is knowledge. So if you are ignorant about this, you continue to confuse love with emotions. And when problem comes, you think it's Satan or you think you are cursed. It's simply ignorant. The third steps that can help you end any curse in your family is vision. Have a vision. What is your vision? It is stated that without vision, my people perish. What's your vision? What's your vision? You need to have a vision. The richest man who ever lived, King Solomon, said, where there's no vision, the people perish. Your vision determines how you use your time. Your vision determines how you dress. Your vision determines the kind of friends you associate with. So you need to have a vision. How can you reach there when you don't know there? Once you find this is where you are going, trust me, all the problems you see to be very, very serious, but you realize that they are not problems. You realize they are really not problems. I must be frank with you. Remember I told you my topic is, can God trust you with trouble? The truth is that everybody has a problem. I used to think that it's only me who has a problem. It's not true. President has a problem. The CEO has a problem. The security man has a problem. The cameraman has a problem. Everybody has a problem. Problems, according to my mentor, is not a special thing reserved for the poor. Everybody has a share. The key is what I'm going to do about it. Let me give you this story that helped change my life. There were two guys from the same father. The father was a drunkard, armed robber, weed smoker, beating his wife, their mother, and them always. So when the children grew up, one decided to also be like that. He became a drunkard, weed smoker, beating his family. But the other guy, he didn't do that. He decided to be a very serious businessman, helping people, very successful. So they went and asked the other brother, why are you beating your wife, drinking? Now how do you expect, what do you expect me to do? That is what my great-grandfather did. My grandfather did the same thing. My father did it, so I have to do it. So if my father is ABCD, of course I have to also be ABCD. So they asked the other guy, what inspired you to change? That his father. Say like how that when he was growing, he saw how his father used to beat his mom. Sometimes he would beat her and wound her, and he realized that he would never like to do this. So the same circumstances, but different outcome. Your outcome depends on what you do, not what happens to you. Life is 10% what happens to you, 90% what you do about it. So many of you smoking weed. My question is, yes, your father has neglected you. Your mother don't care about you. You are from a poor background. So what are you going to do about it? I'm going to smoke weed. This is the most foolish solution I've ever seen on this planet. That weed is going to destroy your lungs. At the end of the day, you are going to be an armed robber. You are going to be beaten and killed. I was having a particular cloth. The tailor who usually sew my clothing, he's a very good tailor, but that particular cloth, he sewed it to extend that this particular place was tightening me. So anytime I'm to perform ablution for prayers, it will be tightening me so heavily. So I used to complain. I would insult him. I would say, what kind of work is that? Why did he do that? So one time I was reading a book that said life is 10% what happens to you, 90% what are you going to do about it. So I said, okay, this is what happens to me. He has sewed a thing and it's tightening me. And anytime I'm to perform ablution, it's affecting me. This is what happens. So it's 10%. So I equated to 10%. What are you going to do about it? So I have to send it to him and speak to him to change it. So I picked the clothing, sent to him. When I went and told him, he said that, he's very sorry. That he thought I said I want it that way. He quickly, within 3 minutes, he removed it and did it well for me. So the issue is that your life don't get better by complaining. I think the easiest thing to do in life is to complain. All what is happening to you is not meant to harm you. It's meant to train you for your destiny. God talks about predestination, that He finished you before He starts you. So all what you are going through is not meant to prevent you from reaching your destiny, but it's meant to train you to reach your destiny. So you have to interpret it well. Look at what Joseph went through. Look at what Prophet Muhammad went through. Yet they came out to be one of the greatest people in history. Iron sharpens iron. You need to go through hard time. You need to go through these things to become a better person. Look at me. I grew up without a father figure in our lives, myself and my two brothers. We went through a lot. There were times we felt empty. There were times we felt lonely. We felt jealous. Anytime we see our colleague and their mother and father, we feel not important. It affected us psychologically, mentally, financially. But today, as I'm speaking, I'm a teacher by profession. I'm a speaker. I speak on various platforms. I've touched millions of people's lives. I'm a graduate. I have my own book, Becoming the Art of the, Becoming the Light of the World. I deal in stationery. I'm changing lives. I'm married. I'm blessed with a son. I'm building a future for him. Listen, my dear brothers, if I can do it, if others can do it, if my role models can do it, you can also do it. Life is 10% what happens to you, 90% what are you going to do about it. Now there are a lot of you who think God is against you. That is not true. The mobile phone you are holding, for instance, my mobile phone, the manufacturer of that mobile phone is Infinix. My question to you is that, does Infinix want that phone to fail? No. Who manufactured you? God. Does he want you to fail? No. So, what's your problem? Every manufacturer don't want their product to fail. I'm yet to see a manufacturer who want their product to fail. Every manufacturer build in certain things in that thing so that the team will be able to succeed. The potential destiny of everything is to be successful. So all the problems you are going through are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to strengthen you. They are meant to help you reach to your destiny. Now I'd like to end my talk with this statement I'm well known by. Status in the world is not defined by what work you do, but by how well you do it. It doesn't matter what you do, whether you are a cameraman, you are a motivator, you are a teacher, you are a lawyer, you are a doctor, you are a policeman, you are an actor, you are a musician, you are a soldier, nurse. It doesn't really medicine. It doesn't really matter. Businessman, trader, whatever it is that you are doing, make sure that you give it your all, so that everybody around you will know that you've given your all. And remember this, be givers in life. Please, don't wait for people to show you love. Give love first. Give love first.